Have you ever opened your trash can and thought to yourself, wow, I'm just throwing money away? You're not the only one. In fact, most of us do it without even realizing. We toss out containers, old clothes, scraps from the kitchen, and little things we think are useless. But here's the truth. Many of those everyday items still have value, sometimes even more than we think. And in a time when prices are rising, retirement budgets are tight, and every dollar counts, learning how to stretch the life of what we already have can make a big difference. Now, this isn't about being cheap. It's about being wise. It's about holding on to the kind of smart, careful living that many of us grew up with. But somehow the world has started to forget. If you were raised by parents or grandparents who saved everything and found a use for anything, this episode is going to feel like coming home. Today, I'm sharing 10 simple, everyday items that you can reuse or make last longer without spending a dime. These are things most people throw away, but with just a little shift in thinking, they can save you money, help the environment, and bring a quiet kind of satisfaction that comes from living smart. And I'll tell you this, number 7 is something you've definitely had in your home, probably for years, and you've been throwing it out without knowing what it can really do. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's take a thoughtful look at the things we already have and how they can work a little harder for us. Because when we stop wasting what we already own, we don't just save money, we take back control. Item number 1, plastic containers. Let us begin with something almost all of us have in our homes, plastic containers. These are the tubs that come with yogurt, sour cream, or leftovers from takeout meals. Most people throw them away without thinking. But these containers are far more useful than we often realize. With just a little creativity, they can save you money, reduce waste, and help you stay organized in a way that feels satisfying. Plastic containers are strong, lightweight, and come with a lid. That makes them perfect for more than just food. You can reuse them to store small household items like paper clips, buttons, sewing needles, batteries, or even puzzle pieces. In the garage, they are great for nails, screws, and other bits and pieces. In your kitchen, they can hold dry snacks, chopped vegetables, or leftovers. And if you garden, they can even be used to start seedlings. My mother always kept used margarine tubs, neatly stacked in a cabinet. We never knew what we would find inside. Sometimes it was soup, sometimes sewing supplies. We laughed about it, but there was a lesson in that habit. If something still works, it should not be wasted. Reusing a plastic container may seem like a small thing, but small actions add up. You're not only saving a few dollars, you are showing respect for what you have. You're avoiding extra clutter, and you are living with intention. That is something we often forget in today's throwaway culture. So next time you finish your yogurt, pause for a moment. Wash the container. Let it dry. Label it if needed. And the next time you need a little storage box, you will already have one, ready to go, and completely free. Item number 2, pill bottles. Now let us talk about something we all seem to collect over time, empty pill bottles. Those small, orange plastic containers with childproof caps can build up quickly, especially if you take medications regularly. Most people just toss them in the trash or let them sit in a drawer, taking up space. But these little bottles are actually far more useful than they seem. In fact, they are one of the handiest items you can reuse around the house. First of all, pill bottles are made from durable plastic. They are small, easy to carry, and designed to protect what is inside from moisture and sunlight. That makes them perfect for storing all kinds of small items. You can use them to organize buttons, spare change, push pins, or even extra hearing aid batteries. If you sew, they are ideal for holding safety pins, needles, or tiny beads. If you are someone who enjoys walking or gardening, use one to hold a few bandages and some pain relievers, just in case. And here is a travel tip you will love. Pill bottles are the perfect size for holding small amounts of lotion, shampoo, or even spices when you are on the road. No need to buy travel-sized products. Just reuse what you already have. Some people even use them in their emergency kits. Fill one with matches, twist ties, or small tools. Keep one in your car with quarters for parking meters or toll booths. The possibilities are endless once you start thinking creatively. There is something satisfying about giving new purpose to something most people would throw away. It is not just about saving money. It is about living thoughtfully. When we take time to reuse what we already have, we are showing appreciation for the resources in our lives. So the next time you finish a prescription, do not toss that bottle. Peel off the label, give it a rinse, and set it aside. You might be surprised how often you will reach for it and how useful it becomes. Item number 3, old towels and t-shirts. Now, let us talk about something soft, something familiar, old towels and worn-out t-shirts. Over time, they become thin, faded, maybe a little frayed around the edges. And when they reach that point, most people just toss them out. But these old fabrics still have a lot to offer. With just a little imagination, they can be reused in ways that are both practical and meaningful. Old bath towels, for example, make excellent cleaning cloths. You can cut them into smaller pieces and use them to dust furniture, wash windows, or clean the car. They are absorbent, washable, and far more durable than paper towels. And because they are soft, they are perfect for wiping delicate surfaces like eyeglasses or electronics without scratching them. You can also use them to line pet beds or carriers. Your dog or cat will appreciate the extra comfort, and you will feel good knowing you gave something a second life. If you enjoy gardening, you can even use strips of old towels to tie up plants or cushion your knees while working in the soil. Now, let us not forget about those old cotton t-shirts. Once they are too stretched out or stained to wear, they become some of the best cleaning rags you will ever own. The soft cotton leaves no streaks, making them perfect for mirrors, windows, or polishing silverware. You can even use them to apply furniture polish or wipe down your car's dashboard. In my own home, I keep a small stack of cut-up towels and shirts in a basket under the sink. Whenever there is a spill, I grab one. When I am done, I just toss it in the wash and use it again. No waste, no guilt. Reusing fabric like this is a small act, but it carries a big message. It says, I care about what I have. I do not throw things away just because they are old. I see the value in every little thing. That is a kind of wisdom that never goes out of style. So before you throw out that threadbare towel or stretched out t-shirt, stop and think, how else can this serve me? You might find that it still has years of use left in it, just in a different form. Item number 4, aluminum foil. Now let us move into the kitchen and take a closer look at something shiny, crinkly, and often thrown away far too soon. Aluminum foil. Most people use a sheet of foil once, maybe to line a baking tray or wrap up leftovers, and then they ball it up and toss it into the trash without another thought. But here's the truth. Aluminum foil is much more durable than we give it credit for. And when used wisely, it can serve you more than once, and in more ways than one. First, if the foil is not greasy or covered in food residue, it can simply be wiped clean and reused. For example, if you used a sheet to line a pan while baking cookies or roasting vegetables, you can save it, fold it neatly, and use it again for your next meal. This alone can stretch a single roll of foil much farther than you might expect. But the uses do not stop there. Did you know that aluminum foil can actually sharpen your scissors? Just fold a used sheet of foil several times and make a few cuts through it. The blades will get a nice refresh without needing any fancy tools. Foil is also great for scrubbing tough spots. If you have a grimy oven rack or a dirty grill grate, crumple up some used foil into a ball and use it like a scrubber. It works surprisingly well on baked-on messes and saves you from using expensive cleaning pads. Another clever idea is to place a small piece of foil under your ironing board cover to reflect heat and help you iron clothes faster. It is a simple trick that makes a real difference, especially if you still press shirts or slacks from time to time. And here is a favorite tip. If you have batteries that tend to lose connection in a remote control or flashlight, a tiny piece of foil can help bridge the gap and get them working again. It is an old trick, but it works like magic. The point is, aluminum foil is not just a one-use product. With a little care and creativity, you can stretch its life and get far more value from every inch. It is not only good for your wallet, it is good for the environment too. So the next time you reach for a new sheet, pause and ask yourself, can I reuse one I already have? Chances are, the answer is yes. Item number 5, plastic bags. Let us take a moment to talk about something that tends to collect in kitchen drawers, under sinks, or in little stuffed grocery bag holders. Plastic bags. Whether they come from the grocery store, the produce aisle, or a loaf of bread, these thin, crinkly bags are everywhere. And more often than not, we throw them away without thinking twice. But with just a little intention, these everyday items can become some of the most useful tools in your home. Start with the classic grocery store bag. These are perfect for small trash cans around the house, in the bathroom, bedroom, or even next to your favorite armchair. Instead of buying expensive small trash liners, just reuse the bags you already have. It is simple, it is smart, and it saves money every single week. Now think about bread bags. Once the bread is gone, most people toss the bag, twist tie and all. But those long, narrow bags are perfect for storing leftovers like celery, carrots, or herbs. You can also use them to pack lunches, freeze baked goods, or keep shoes protected when packing for a trip. And the twist ties? They are great for organizing cords or resealing open packages. Produce bags, the kind you use for apples or potatoes, are also handy. They make great liners for small plant pots, travel laundry bags, or even glove and hat storage in the winter. If you knit or crochet, you can use them to hold yarn and keep it from tangling. They may be light and flimsy, but they are surprisingly versatile, Namia. And here is something that many people overlook. Plastic bags make excellent packing material. If you are mailing a gift or boxing up delicate items, you can use balled-up plastic bags to cushion and protect fragile things. It is just as effective as bubble wrap and completely free. I like to keep a small container in the kitchen where I fold and store clean bags. It keeps things tidy, and whenever I need one, it is right there. No need to dig around or go out and buy more. Reusing plastic bags is not just about being frugal. It is about being thoughtful. When we find value in the small things, we live with more gratitude. And that kind of mindset brings peace, not just to your wallet, but to your daily life. Item number 6, used coffee grounds. For many of us, coffee is part of the daily rhythm of life. It wakes us up, gives us comfort, and brings a familiar warmth to our mornings. But after we brew that perfect cup, what happens next? Most people simply toss the used coffee grounds straight into the trash, and that is a shame, because those grounds are still full of value, just in a different form. Used coffee grounds may no longer be good for drinking, but they are excellent for many other things around your home and garden. One of the most practical uses is as a natural deodorizer. Coffee grounds can absorb odors, just like baking soda. You can place a small bowl of dry grounds in the back of your refrigerator, under the sink, or near the trash can to help neutralize unpleasant smells. They are also a great addition to your garden. Coffee grounds are rich in nitrogen, which makes them a helpful boost for certain plants like roses, hydrangeas, and tomatoes. Simply sprinkle the grounds into your compost pile or mix them gently into the soil. Not only will your plants thank you, but you are also returning something back to the earth instead of sending it to the landfill. Another surprising use? Coffee grounds are excellent for repelling pests. If you have problems with ants around your home or slugs in the garden, sprinkle a line of coffee grounds around the problem area. Many insects dislike the texture and the smell, making this a safe and chemical-free way to protect your space. And if you enjoy natural skincare, you will love this one. Coffee grounds can be used as a gentle exfoliant for your skin. Mix them with a bit of coconut oil or honey, and you have a homemade scrub that helps remove dry skin and leaves your hands or feet feeling smooth and refreshed. There is something rewarding about finding a second purpose for something as simple as coffee grounds. It is a quiet reminder that just because something looks used up does not mean it has no value. Often, it is just beginning a new purpose. Item number 7. Egg cartons. Eggs are a staple in many homes. Whether you like them scrambled, hard-boiled, or sunny side up, chances are you buy a carton every week or two. And once that last egg is gone, what do? Most people crush the carton and throw it in the trash or recycling bin without thinking twice. But egg cartons, especially the cardboard kind, can be surprisingly useful in ways that go far beyond holding eggs. One of the most practical uses is for organizing small items. Each little section of the carton is perfectly shaped for keeping things separated and tidy. Whether you are storing jewelry, buttons, paper clips, or coins, egg cartons make it easy to keep track of all the little things that tend to get lost in drawers. They are also great for crafting. If you enjoy doing art projects with your grandkids, or even by yourself, egg cartons can be used to hold paint, beads, or other small supplies. They keep everything in place, and you do not have to worry if they get messy. When you are done, just toss the carton or save it for next time. But perhaps one of the best uses for egg cartons is in the garden. They make wonderful seed starters. Just cut off the lid, fill each section with soil, and plant your seeds. The cardboard version of egg cartons is biodegradable, so you can eventually plant the whole section directly into the ground. It is simple, affordable, and gives you a head start on growing your own herbs, vegetables, or flowers. Some people even use egg cartons to store holiday decorations, like small ornaments or delicate pieces that need a little extra cushioning. You can also place them under heavy furniture legs when moving things around to protect your floors. What I love about egg cartons is how they invite creativity. They are such an ordinary part of everyday life, and yet they have so many uses when we take a moment to look beyond their original purpose. Item number 8. Banana peels. Bananas are one of the most popular fruits in America. They are affordable, nutritious, and easy to eat on the go. But once you finish that last bite, the peel usually goes straight into the trash. And that makes sense. After all, what use is there for a banana peel? As it turns out, more than you might think. Banana peels are surprisingly useful in both the home and garden. Let us begin with gardening. Banana peels are packed with potassium and other minerals that plants love. Instead of tossing them, try cutting them into small pieces and burying them in the soil near your flowers or vegetables. Over time, they will break down and enrich the soil, helping your garden grow stronger and healthier. You can also soak banana peels in water for a few days to create a natural plant fertilizer. Just pour that water into the soil of your houseplants or garden beds, and they will soak up the nutrients like a treat. It is an easy, eco-friendly way to care for your plants without spending extra money. Banana peels also have some surprising household uses. One of the most interesting is using them to polish leather. That is right. You can take the inside of a banana peel and gently rub it on leather shoes or bags. Then, wipe it off with a soft cloth. The natural oils in the peel help restore shine and keep the leather from drying out. There are even skincare benefits. If you have a mosquito bite or a mild rash, the inside of a banana peel can help reduce itchiness and irritation. Just rub the soft side of the peel on the affected area for a few minutes. It is a simple home remedy that many people swear by. Banana peels may seem like waste, but they are a beautiful reminder that even the most overlooked things can still offer something valuable. In a world where we are often encouraged to throw things away quickly, taking a second look at what we already have is a quiet act of wisdom. Item number 9. Candle wax ends. There is something comforting about a lit candle. The soft glow, the gentle scent, the quiet flicker. It brings warmth and calm to a room. But after a while, that candle burns down, and all that is left is a bit of wax at the bottom and a short wick. Most of us throw it away, thinking it has served its purpose. But those leftover bits of wax can still be useful if we give them a second look. Candle wax ends can be melted down and combined to create a brand new candle. It does not take much, just a few basic tools and a little bit of time. Gather several candle stubs of the same type, melt them slowly in a heat-safe container, and pour the wax into a clean jar or small bowl. Add a new wick, and you have created something new from what most people would consider trash. This is not just about saving money. It is about creating something useful with your own hands, something that brings light and comfort once more. For many people, that simple act of reuse feels deeply satisfying. You can also repurpose scented candle ends without remelting them. Place the leftover wax pieces in a small cloth bag or an old sock, tie it closed, and tuck it into a drawer or closet. The scent will gently freshen your linens or clothing for weeks. Another practical use: wax from old candles can help fix stubborn drawers or zippers. Rub a bit of wax along the edges of a wooden drawer that sticks, or on a zipper that is hard to pull. It will slide more easily without needing any tools or chemicals. And for those who enjoy a bit of crafting, melted wax can be used to seal envelopes, coat garden tool handles to prevent rust, or even waterproof small items like match tips for camping or emergency kits. There is something beautiful about lighting a new flame from what was left behind. It reminds us that just because something is small or seems finished does not mean it has no purpose. Often, it is simply waiting for a new form. So before you toss that almost used-up candle into the trash, pause. Collect a few, experiment a little, and you might just find yourself enjoying the glow of something you brought back to life. Item number 10. Used dryer sheets. Dryer sheets are one of those little conveniences we often take for granted. You toss one into the dryer with a load of laundry, and it softens your clothes, reduces static, and leaves everything smelling fresh. But after one use, most people simply throw it away. It feels like it has done its job. However, used dryer sheets still have plenty of life left in them, if you know where to look. Even after going through the dryer, these sheets retain texture and just enough scent to be useful. One of the easiest ways to reuse them is for dusting. Their slightly textured surface makes them great for picking up dust, especially on baseboards, blinds, and electronics. Unlike paper towels, they do not leave behind lint, and the anti-static properties help prevent dust from settling again too quickly. You can also use used dryer sheets to clean soap scum off bathroom tiles or glass shower doors. Just dampen the sheet and scrub gently. It is gentle enough not to scratch, but strong enough to lift grime. It is surprisingly effective. And best of all, you are giving that little sheet a second chance before it heads to the trash. Another great use is as a deodorizer. Slip a used dryer sheet into your shoes, your closet, or even inside a suitcase when storing it. The leftover scent is subtle, but helps keep things smelling fresh. You can even tuck one into the bottom of your trash can or laundry hamper for a quiet boost of freshness. And here is a clever little tip. If you sew or do any crafting, a used dryer sheet can be used to clean threads off your work surface or to gently clean up bits of lint. It is soft, flexible, and already paid for itself once. Why not let it work a little harder? There is a quiet satisfaction in finding use for something small and often forgotten. It reminds us that wisdom is not always loud. It is thoughtful, careful, and sometimes even soft to the touch. So the next time you take a warm load of laundry out of the dryer, do not toss that sheet so quickly. Set it aside. Keep a few in a drawer or a jar. And when you need something simple and effective for a quick cleanup or freshening touch, you will be glad it is there. Now that we have gone through all 10 items, let us take a moment to reflect on what we have learned and how a few small changes can lead to a wiser, more mindful way of living. A gentle reflection. As we come to the end of this video, I want to pause with you, not just to look back on the 10 items we talked about, but to recognize something deeper that runs beneath them all. Because this is not just a list of clever ideas, it is a reminder of something many of us already know deep down, that nothing and no one is truly disposable. You see, every plastic container, every worn-out towel, every empty pill bottle, and even that tiny scrap of candle wax, each one still had something to give, just like we do. Maybe in a different form, maybe with a new purpose, but still valuable, still meaningful. That mindset, the ability to see worth in what others might overlook, that is not just about saving money or reducing waste. It is about living with care, with intention, with gratitude. Many of us were raised that way. We were taught to mend before we replace, to save before we spend, and to always find a way to make the most of what we have. And perhaps now, more than ever, the world needs that kind of wisdom again. The kind that says, I may not have everything, but I know how to make what I do have matter. So if this video sparked a memory or gave you a new idea, I hope you take it with you. Maybe share it with a friend. Maybe teach a grandchild. Because wisdom, just like these small items, is not meant to be wasted. It is meant to be passed on